Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I wanted to talk about something that I thought was pretty cool. I feel like not a lot of people would care about this, but I wanted to talk about remote play. And so with remote play is basically being able to play in other devices and other places outside of just the PS4 proper. If you guys have a PlayStation Vita, that is probably one of my favorite features on it, to be able to play PS4 games on this little device, playing Fallout 4 and a whole bunch of other stuff on this little thing. The way that my room is structured doesn't actually allow me to play on a big TV laying down, so usually I rely on my phone, my DS, or my Vita. And the Vita is great because I want to play PS4 games and I can just play it on here, and it runs pretty damn well. I like remote play a lot. And then later on, PS4 brought remote play to PC and Mac, so you can download the app and stream the footage out to your computer. You can even use a controller and everything. And now they're expanding even more towards mobile phone devices. There's an article here by Gamatsu. Let's just turn on our phone and let's get reading. So, in Gamatsu, yeah, this is kind of a first. It's a little weird for me to be showing articles and stuff on my phone. Usually I go for my PC, but hey, you know, do things differently. We're gonna be working, we're gonna be doing the remote play right now, so we might as well do it all here. So, on Gamatsu, we got the software update. We have a whole bunch of other little goodies, like, you know, being able to choose 720p when broadcasting on Nico Nico Live. I'm trying to like zoom in on this and it won't let me. That's really weird. Is that like a Google Chrome thing that doesn't allow you to zoom? Okay, well, we can't zoom in for some reason. We're just getting a bunch of clickbait ads. Yeah, you can choose 720p when broadcasting using Nico Nico Live. You can change the button assignment. So, if you like the way that Japanese games do it, how, you know, the X and the circle buttons, you know, usually in America, X is for entering stuff, circle is for canceling stuff out. In Japan is the other way around. Circle is for selecting things. And so I guess now you can switch it to whatever thing you want, independently of where you are. Even though it does say it is only available for specific countries and regions, they don't really show you specifically where, but hey, you know, more options, the better. And of course, the main thing, the big meat that I really want to, you know, bite into today is remote play on iOS devices. You can use PS4 remote play to connect your PS4 system from devices such as smartphones and tablets. So if you have an iPhone, if you have an iPad, you can download the PS4 remote play app from the App Store. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. If you go to the App Store, you can see the PS4 remote play button right here. You can see some screenshots as well. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and look into the app anyway, so there's no need for us to, you know, do this. Use PS4 remote play to access your PS4 via Wi-Fi wherever you go. You can display the PS4 screen on your mobile device. You have an on-screen controller, obviously. You can enter texts using the keyboard on the iPhone, which I think is really cool. And you can actually use the microphone in the phone to do voice chat with other people if you're playing online. So I think that's really, really cool. Those are like small things that I didn't even think about, but you know, Sony did think about it, and so, you know, they're implementing it here. So good stuff. I like that. And of course, I think if you plug in your earbuds or whatever that comes with a little microphone, then obviously, you know, with this little thing, you can definitely talk through that, I assume. Yeah, so it seems like iOS 12.1 or later, iPhone 7 and up. Fortunately for me, I have an iPhone 7. Pretty soon, this is going to be obsolete, and I'm going to need an iPhone 8. Of course, you're going to need a PS4 with the latest software update, the 650 that just came out, a PSN account, and high-speed internet access, so just, you know, your Wi-Fi from home, you know, that is a bit of a disadvantage. You would need a good Wi-Fi connection to do this at all. I already tested this out for a little bit, and I did get a few hiccups, but that's probably just because of my connection. Notes on this app. This app may not be compatible with some games. You know, they don't really specify, they don't give you a list. But, you know, I guess it's all a matter of just going in there and just testing every game and see if it works or not. I can only assume that most of them will work. You cannot use the DualShock 4 with this app. So yeah, you cannot tie the PS4 controller to your phone to be able to play. Which does kind of suck. I'm sure there's somebody out there that would want to do that, but and of course, it cannot be used via mobile network. So it seems like you can only use it on Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead and open the app. We're in here. Alright, so when you go inside the PS4 app, you can of course sign into your PSN account, and you do have haptic feedback, so whenever you press a button, you get like a doom, like a little vibration. Kind of like when you press this button here at the bottom, you get like a, you know, like feedback. That's what happens every time you press a button or do anything on it. Video quality for remote play, so you can do different resolutions. Again, if you want to have a more stable, more consistent connection, then of course you would go on the lower resolutions, on low or standard. If you have a really powerful Wi-Fi, then of course you can go for 720 and 1080. Of course, you know, it'd be great, the higher the resolution, the better, but honestly, I really haven't had a lot of luck with standard, so God knows how unstable the 720 and the 1080 one is going to be. Frame rate. So of course, you can have the same frame rate that you have on the PS4, you know, at 60, or you can have it be standard, where it caps off at 30. And yeah, the gameplay recording feature of the PS4 will be possible using remote play. Try high when you have a fast connection. So yeah, for the best, more stable experience, at least I find that is a little better to do standard on everything, as opposed to, you know, hiking it up to really high. Options to use the keyboard or not, and then about, you know, remote play is just intellectual property, copyright stuff. Use this device to enjoy your PS4 even while you're away from it. So let's hit start on that, and it's just searching on the internet. The really cool thing about this is that it's not horizontal. It doesn't force you to do horizontal. You can definitely do it, but if you're playing on your phone vertically, then it'll show it vertically, you know, and then you have the little controller at the bottom, and then you can flip your phone, and then it'll be horizontal. I'll switch over to a more horizontal setup here in a second. If OBS lets me, I'm on a Mac right now, and so OBS on Mac is very well known, at least to me, for being very unstable and just freezing and locking up at the moment where I need it the most. Right now, as I'm talking, I'm getting the little loading thing, and that usually doesn't go away until I force quit out of my damn thing, so I think I'm gonna have to make a few cuts for this video. Yeah, so it didn't work the first time, which is really weird. It usually does work. The first time that I used this app, like immediately, like in a few seconds it worked. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Now we're on the PS4. You see, it's already getting a couple of issues. So, right here, you can definitely see it being kind of unstable here. Actually, it doesn't look as big as how it should. Maybe if I move it like this, I'll move it over to the horizontal pretty damn soon, so it doesn't matter. So of course, that's really tiny and you guys can't see it. Now, if you guys, you know, if you're on your phone and you want to play, then obviously it won't be that big of an issue, you know? I feel like if you blow this up to like 1080, then the text would be like microscopically small. But yeah, you know, just exactly what you see is exactly what I'm doing right here. When it comes to controlling the game, this vertical mode is definitely the best, because then when you flip it horizontally, you get something totally different. Now I need to move to my other setup. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so, alright. This is it. This is a PS4 remote play on your phone. So again, I do admit that it kind of looks like crap right now because I do have it on a lower resolution, on a lower frame rate, and on top of that, my internet connection is not the best in the world. If you guys have gone to any of my live streams, you guys would know that, you know, it's definitely not the best. But hey, now my video is a good example of how, you know, remote play looks like with a crappy connection. Now let's see, let's just play some games. Let's freaking, let's play something. I really want to see, first of all, I want to see if my head is in the shot. And it is, good. I don't know. What should we play? Let's go for, I don't know, man, Dragon Ball Fighters? You guys want to play some Dragon Ball? It'd be interesting to really see, how this game reacts to really fast movements when you try to do quarter circles and stuff like that. Actually, Dragon Ball Fighters really isn't that bad, because it's fairly simplified. There's like auto combos and stuff, so you can just rapid fire square, and you'll probably get something out of it. So there are, you know, the option buttons, the share button, the PlayStation button is at the bottom. You can actually activate the microphone if you want or not. Obviously, right now I'm wearing earbuds, so I don't really need to activate the microphone, and I'm not going to do voice chat with anyone either. Fortunately, you have the little X button where you can just make the thing go away, and there we go, you can have your footage. All of the shoulder buttons are right there. Play online. Oh, let's play offline for now. I really don't want to be worried. I don't want to strain the internet connection even more than it already is, you know? with trying to do online on top of streaming this out. But yeah, I do like that the buttons go away if you're not doing anything. If you tap it again, it shows up. The analog sticks do exist. They're kind of down here. And you can just go like this. It's actually pretty one-to-one. It really isn't that bad at all. Obviously the right, so left and right stick, you can do both like that. And then at the top, you have your touchpad. So you can just do swipe around the touchpad however you want. When you double tap, it counts as like you pushing down on it. So, yeah. Let's see, man. I want to play this and then, I don't know, we should get into a fight. I am impressed. I am legitimately, you know, when the connection is very stable, it works, you know, like there's no delay, no nothing. When I was moving around the stick, it was like one-to-one moving very well, so it's like legitimately really cool. Alright, let's see, man. Let's have one match. Who do we play as? I'm gonna do Cell. I'm gonna do, let's see, Bardock. Oh, let's do, Jiren. Okay, see, now the internet connection is fucking up a little bit. Yeah, now it's not working. And you can hear it. You can hear the audio kind of stuttering a little bit, and you can see the icon in the corner that shows that the internet connection really isn't up to snuff. Jiren! Now, I do admit, right out of the gate, I'm not really enjoying the buttons being on screen, because, it just gets in the way, you know? It really gets in the way, especially when, you know, when the buttons are in the corners, and for a lot of games, the HUD, the health bar, everything is in the corners, and that's where the buttons are at, so, like, you know, there are many moments where, like, your big finger, you know, it gets in the way, your hand is getting in the way of what you need to look at, and that can really make or break, you know, a victory or a loss in whatever it is that you're doing. So, I don't know, Yamcha and, Kid Buu. Yeah. When I start to get into more, specific, tighter movements, it kind of starts to screw up. Yeah, look at that, look at that. I accidentally pressed, like a whole bunch of stuff accidentally without even meaning to. Yeah, random. It's weird, like, when the connection is good, it's so one-to-one. Like, it actually works very well. I could legitimately play something, on here. But as long as you have a choppy connection that craps out, like mine, you know, I don't know about you guys, but with my Wi-Fi, there are days where it's amazing. And there's not a single, you know, down thing. Oh, here comes Cell. Ah! There aren't any moments where it dies. But then there are other days, which is most days, where, it kind of looks like this. But you know, the visual fidelity isn't really sacrificed at all. Let's see how this feels. We got our D-pad. Okay, I'm immediately getting my ass kicked. No. Come on, let's see. There we go. Just button mash that square button. Button mash it. There we go. No. There we go. Do a Kamehameha. Kamehameha! Quarter circle! Can I... Oh, there we go! How about with the stick? There we go, is it better with the stick? Probably. Oh man, can I even, like, press both buttons at the same time to switch? This is something that I really want to play around with. I'm absolutely... You know, one thing that I realized is that the buttons are really, really small. I really wish I could customize how big or small the buttons are, because I find that, like, I think I'm pressing them, but I'm actually not. Oh god. Yeah, and then when the connection gets really bad, you don't even know what the hell is going on half the time. Yamcha's beating me. There we go. Dragon Rush. There we go. Yeah, if you wanna... I think I might be better off with the analog stick, I don't know. Okay, Jiren, don't fail me, you can defeat Yamcha. There we go. Yeah, okay. If you want to do tricks like quarter circles and whatever, it's definitely better to use the analog stick instead of wanting to go for the D-pad, because it seems like with the D-pad you can only do one direction at a time. Well, actually, you can kind of pull it off. There we go. Come on, at least beat Yamcha. Yeah, don't let him push you around like that, Jiren. Yeah, so if I wanna pause the game, pause, please. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and then press the home button, and that's how it works. Close the application. Alright, so, I mean, I've seen a lot worse, but that wasn't good. That was kind of a mess. Let's play something else. I really want to see, you know, what I can kind of get away with here. I feel like if you're playing an RPG, I feel like a fighting game was a bad example. If you're playing a slow-ass RPG where, you don't, necessarily have to, you know, do a bunch of really fast, abilities, or something like a Musou game, like One Piece, where you're not supposed to be super hyper-specific or precise. If you can just, you know, rapid tap, you know, just button mash a bunch of stuff, or if you just have to go through a lot of menus like in an RPG, then this seems fine to me. Again, I'm kind of providing a bad example right now because my internet connection is not that good. But if any of you have a strong connection, I would honestly recommend that you try this out. I mean, everybody... I'm gonna sound like that Blizzard guy from Diablo Immortal. Don't you all have phones? I mean, everybody has a phone. Most people have a phone, I guess. And so, I don't think it would hurt, you know, if you have a PS4 and you're like me, where like the way that I have my room set up doesn't really allow me to play on a TV while lying down. Then you can go ahead and just do it like this. I think the better recommendation, in my personal opinion, is a PlayStation Vita. Because, one thing that I did notice is that my PlayStation Vita has always been significantly more stable than, on the phone. This is actually the first time, in a while, where I've actually had problems with the internet connection on Remote Play. When I'm playing on my Vita, I'm practically playing PS4. Like, it is not a big difference. There are barely any problems at all. Yeah, you see, this to me is strange, because all of the little hiccups that I'm getting here on my phone do not exist on Vita when I play it on Vita, here at home. So, yeah, it's a little odd. I feel like this might be specific to this app, because a lot of the technical issues that I'm getting don't really exist when I play on Vita, and much less when I'm playing on PC. So, let's see. How about we play... What level do we play? Under, Impel down. How about we do CP9? There we go. Pirate versus CP9. Let's check that. We play as... Let's play as Nami. Because, you know, I'm about that life. Changes the costume. I love changing the costume for all the... Oh, there we go. That's perfect. The Dress Rosa outfit for CP9. Alright, set sail. Let's do it. I'm just gonna play this a little bit, and then I think I'm just gonna wrap up the video, because, I did what I wanted to do, which is just to show off, you know, how this looks. And of course, you know, if you want to flip it back up, you can just do that. I don't want to exit out of the app. When you press the home button on the app, it immediately disconnects. So you have to get in, reconnect again. As a matter of fact, let's do that. You know, let's just go into the app again and see if it reconnects. Start. Oh, and of course I can flip it horizontally right then and there, so, yeah. Obviously the PS4 is still running. It's still, you know, playing the game that I was playing right now. And, yeah, I'm in there. Oh, wow. Damn. That's really rough. Dude, it's even worse than before. Oh, there we go. Okay. It takes a while, but it gets there. Yeah, that's a little... Alright, skip that, skip that. You see, when the screen isn't all that crazy, when it's just this, when there really aren't a lot of things moving, when it's just a menu, it seems like, you know, it's pretty one-to-one. But then when the action actually begins and there's a bunch of stuff on screen, it seems like, you know, that's when it struggles. I don't know. You see, all of this is fine. This feels good. You know, exit out of this, battle start. You see, that felt natural to me. That felt nice. But now, how is it gonna look like when I actually try and, you know, play? Alright, so as I said, this is just a Muso game. It is very simple, not that complicated, so it should be easy to just, you know, play around without really worrying too much about precision, as opposed to a fighting game like Fighters. There we go. Wait, we're supposed to go to our... Okay, yeah, so there we go. So now, because this is more 3D, now I can actually move the camera around in whatever way I want. Yeah, this is looking really rough. And again, this is me playing on standard resolution with a crappy internet connection. So, and this is also factoring in that I have other devices in the house. I have other things that are consuming the same Wi-Fi connection. If you go somewhere, like, I remember when I went to my university campus, and my university campus has legitimately a really strong connection. And so there was one time that I tried to do remote play with one of the computers in the campus, and it did work. It worked pretty well. One thing that I just realized is that if you're not touching the button exactly, it'll think that you're trying to do the analog stick. And so it'll actually do the right analog stick instead of the button. You see, this is why I think there should be an option for making the buttons bigger, because they're really small on my fat fucking finger. You know, I keep saying I'm pressing the square button, but I might be just a pixel a little too off to the left and a little too off to the right, and then look at that. It thinks that I'm doing the analog stick, you know? I'm moving the right analog stick, and I'm here, you know, tapping it, going like, why isn't it working? Is the square button right? You know, you can get too excited and, you know, hit it in the center, or hit the triangle button. You know, this is the reason for why controllers are better than buttons on a goddamn touchscreen, because here you actually feel it, you know, you feel the button. You can feel the recesses and the, you know, all of the little design cues that communicate to you, okay, I'm now on another button, I'm not pressing the button, I am pressing the button. Here, when it's just one flat screen, if you're not paying a lot of attention, it's impossible to tell, you know, what button you're actually pressing here. It is very easy to, you know, accidentally press another button that you weren't really meant to press. They didn't really mean to press. Ooh, Nami! Pachow! There we go. It is a little... It does take a while to get used to. It really does. So how about we switch it over to... Okay, so now, I want to do this just for me. I want to be able to change this to, the vertical setup. Now, granted, I just moved my mouse a little bit, and OBS froze. So, great. I was going to change to my other setup and then wrap up the video, but, OBS just completely, froze up on me, so I guess I'm just gonna have to play for a little bit more. Just so that I can do one click! So that I can switch my setup to something else. Oh boy. OBS has been a massive disappointment to me the whole time. You see? There I was thinking that I was pressing square and I wasn't. Man, I like Pirate Warriors, man. This is a fun game to play. This is a really good time waster. Whenever you just wanna, you know, spend the time and just have a lot of satisfying, you know, visual effects and see a hot girl barely wearing anything. Plunge through a whole bunch of enemies, then this is good. Plus the One Piece stuff in itself is pretty good too. Oh, another thing that I noticed is that, sometimes if you're not, you know, doing it right with the analog stick, it can happen where you can accidentally press the D-pad, and you know, the D-pad does things like how in this game does, where like if you press right, it changes the map. There are many times, you know, before recording this video where I was trying to play this, and I accidentally, you know, grabbed the D-pad, and I'm like, why did the map go away? Oh, well, the map went away because I accidentally, you know, pressed on the D-pad when I didn't really mean to, so, yeah. That's all just a matter of actually, like, just needing to get used to it, just getting used to the software. And I am playing this, like at a big distance. Obviously, if I'm on my bed, just playing this on my own without thinking about a recording or having my face be on camera, I'd be like this, you know? I'd just be playing like this. And I'd probably be paying more attention, it'd probably be better. The drawbridge is out, go get the world government. You see, to me, this is a bit more comfortable. Because I can just, you know, I get a better view of everything. Come on. Yeah, you can't really play this. I don't want to see somebody, like, at EVO trying to, like, win a tournament using only remote play, because having to rely on an internet connection so much. Like, I'm already scared enough live streaming with my crappy internet connection. Just imagine trying to, like, play a whole game with it. Yeah, it just... When things get too crazy, it's like... I don't know, for some reason it tenses up a little bit. How about we do, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it vertically. You see, this is already 10 times better. It's a lot... You see, wow. The footage is running smoother, because it's a smaller screen, I assume. Yeah, look at that. I immediately started playing way better. The screen is tiny, 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 tiny. Like, you can't really see much of anything. But, it runs better. And it controls better. So, like, just touching on the screen is the touchpad. So, you can pause and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, obviously... There's a lot more space for your thumbs and stuff to just kind of move around. It really does feel like I'm playing with a Game Boy or something like that. Okay, finally? Is it finally gonna work? Oh my god. Fuck, dude. It really took that long for it to actually work? Jesus. But, yeah, I kind of like the vertical. I know that, looking at it on screen, it doesn't really seem, that enjoyable to watch, but obviously when you're live, you know, when you're in person, you know, obviously you're gonna be like this, you know, so you're gonna be able to see it a lot better. And the controls are just so much more responsive. There's more space for your thumbs to kind of move around and do stuff like that. And when you're on a horizontal and you know, the buttons fade away after a certain time, and you know, the game really depends on you. The game just kind of automatically, it tracks where, you know, the stick would be. You know, you don't really, if the analog sticks were actually tied to one place, as opposed to, you know, just kind of tracking it from wherever you are, I think that'd be better, because then it happens where you try to press a button, but if you're just a little bit too down and a little bit too high, it'll register that as analog sticks, and that just, you know, that ends up you kind of fucking up when you're playing the game. So, when you're doing it vertically, I feel like you have better control. You kind of know where everything is. So, I'm just gonna play this for like just a second, so that I can, you know, to really feel out the difference. Like, immediately the game is already streaming the video feed out much better. Again, it still leaves a little bit to be desired, obviously, and that depends on your connection, but I'm already playing this game way better. I'm already multitasking the buttons. And, you know, smaller stuff like the map, smaller stuff like, you know, the HUD, stuff in the corner, text, all of that definitely is a little bit more difficult to handle. You see, right now, I want to see the map, and it's like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? And yeah, and then you get, you know, times where the internet just craps out. You know, you think you're going one way, and then this happens. Oof, 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 I can't. I need to take, yeah. for some reason, it just kind of craps out like that. And of course, you have the share button, so if you want to take a screenshot or something, you can do that. Come on, home button. There we go. You see this? It really depends on the game, man, because, stuff gets really crazy. There are moments where, like, the tracking is perfect. But then there are other moments, actually most moments, where, you know, it's just not really super duper responsive. I guess if you have a really, really good Wi-Fi connection, then I say go for it. Or maybe you can go somewhere else. You know, obviously the whole point of remote play is that, you know, is that you're not at home and that you can use someone else's Wi-Fi to play PS4 games. So, if you're like in some sort of, you know, big awesome university campus, it might work. But I can't really say much for, you know, like if you're at a Starbucks and you want to play PS4 games on there, I don't know if it'll work that well. I mean, with the Wi-Fi connection that I have at home, which is relatively well, it has its high days and its low days for sure. I guess today was a low day because when I play PS4 games on Vita, it's like perfect, you know? I've put in a lot of hours on Fallout 4, you know, just playing it on Vita. So yeah, it's I would blame parts of this to the app itself. This just came out today. Obviously, I really wouldn't put it past Sony to, you know, have a bunch of updates rolled out to be like, oh, we're gonna have more stability or, you know, a stronger connection or something like that. I sincerely doubt that you're gonna put this out and then forget about it and never do anything with it. I think, they're gonna end up, updating it and, having it be a more enjoyable experience for the future. Because, you know, on PC it works pretty damn well, and on PlayStation Vita it works pretty damn well, so why can't it work, you know, well on a phone? Or who knows? There are a bunch of different factors here. One could be the internet connection, the other one could be just the model of iPhone that I have. Maybe if I have an iPad Pro, you know, maybe it'll work better, I don't know. When it comes to streaming out games, it's a little tough to say because, you have Microsoft going like, oh, you know, we want to have a streaming platform or PlayStation Now or whatever where you can, you know, stream out the games with a Wi-Fi connection. You know, you can have this big library of games so you can stream them out. And a lot of people always say that, oh, you know, the future of video games is that all games are just going to be streaming services and you just stream them out. You don't even have to download anything or whatever. I think that's really stupid because, you know, when the footage ends up looking like this, you know, when you end up, you know, flipping it horizontally, when it's a lot more demanding and, you really are at the mercy of your connection that might be really, really good or really, really bad, then yeah, it's, I think it might end up being a pretty bad experience for most people. You see, the moment I wasn't moving around in the menus up top, the moment I actually started doing something a bit more crazy, as soon as there was more visually stimulating things, it immediately started screwing up on me. So, yeah, this app, right now, in its launch state, where it barely just came out today, it seems very delicate. It seems like it still needs to be worked on a little bit. I would love it if there were more options, you know? If I could go in my settings and change the size of the buttons, or if I could have the analog sticks be like in one set place, as opposed to just, you know, creating them out of anywhere, because then when you try to, you know, press a button, when I'm trying to press triangle or square or whatever, and if I'm a little bit off, the app is gonna take that as, oh, analog stick, here you go, and I'm here double tapping it and it's not doing anything. And of course, when you double tap on the sticks, that counts as R3. So if I'm there, you know, rapid tapping and just mashing the buttons, I think that I'm pressing square a lot. I'm actually pressing, you know, down on the analog stick, and that's gonna count it as, oh, you're R3, R3, L3, L3. Or sometimes I accidentally, you know, tap the, you know, D-pad when I don't really mean to. A lot of the flaws is that this app has, it's less of the app's fault and more of just a consequence of having to do something on a phone, you know? Or there are really no buttons at all. So, yeah. It seemed like this is available only for iOS devices at the moment. I think it'd be really weird if they didn't put out anything for Android. I would like to see this on an Android, you know, see it like on a Samsung S10 or whatever, you know, doing it that way. I think that'd be fun. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I've been playing for, like, you know, checking out this remote play for 30 minutes. It's a nice lengthy video, just kind of showing it off. I'm pretty sure most people are not really going to care a whole lot about this. I like it because, you know, I've always enjoyed more mobile, portable stuff. That's why I still really play with my 3DS a lot. I still play on my Vita a lot. The Nintendo Switch, I play it a lot on tablet mode as opposed to TV mode. Sometimes I forget. It's like, oh, I can play this on TV. Awesome, you know? That's how often I play it on the go. So, yeah. So, for me, it does mean a lot, you know, to be able to use my phone as a PS4 game streaming player. I feel like the potential here is good, but, I feel like they still gotta run some more updates, they gotta add more options to this, and, you know, whatever they can do to give us a more stable connection, because the moment I start moving, oh, there we go, now you work. Now you work, now you're not showing me a gray staticky screen. Yeah, you see, it's a random dice roll, you know, just roll the dice and see if you do it well, if you have the internet connection that I do, which is not a good one. If you guys really feel confident about your Wi-Fi, then check it out and see how stable it is for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you guys have had a good experience with it or a bad one. And again, that could depend on the kind of phone you have, on the kind of Wi-Fi that you have, you know, whether it's at home or somewhere else. Yeah. And of course, if you're playing on a Vita, you know, is it different? Is it better or worse for you? For me, it's significantly better than playing it on a phone. On PC, I've played it as well. I've had sessions of, like, No Man's Sky and other stuff where, you know, it's like playing it on a PS4, but it's on my PC screen and it's on 30 FPS. I've definitely had significantly better experiences on all other devices except for the phone one. So this might be more of a factor of waiting on an update as opposed to just being like, oh, it sucks, never use it, you know? I personally would not give up on this early, and I would instead maybe have some patience and maybe wait to see if there are any improvements. And of course, if you improve your own internet connection, then it is likely that, you know, this might end up being better. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed this unnecessarily long video where I'm playing a whole, I played 2 games and a lot of explanation at the beginning, then be sure to give this video a like. And, of course, you can subscribe, hit that bell icon, and comment whatever you want. And all social media links are down in the description below. This has been me, THP, signing off, and I'll see you guys next time for some more videos. Bye-bye.